before we wrap, it's actually about Travis Hunter. So he was asked about his relationship, and one of the things he said is that he only takes pictures with females when his girl is around. It's basically a whole narrative on social media saying he needs to watch out for his fiance after news was revealed she initially didn't like him because he wasn't his type. So
she wasn't his type.
Yeah, she said that he wasn't his type. He wasn't her type initially.
Yeah, you gotta clear that up.
Yeah, messing up my words a little bit. But yeah, basically, after all that narrative and what's been discussed, what do you think of the advice that everybody's giving Travis right now?
I didn't see it, but the first thing I heard was, when did he become her type? If he wasn't a type, is he now your type?
After you got 1,000
money,
yards.
yeah, because you did the financial report. What, we just not in the time of being silly. Especially one of the most important decisions you can make, other than what religion you're gonna be a part of, is the woman you're gonna marry. That's like the most important thing. That's more important than your banker, because the woman you pick gonna decide everything. So I like the way that Killer is taking his time with that, but pause for real. Because that's the most important thing you could do. Like, she's going to determine if she get 50%, 60%, just everything's going to be decided on that. How your kids going to look, what kind of temperament they're going to have when you're not present, what they're going to be like, just your legacy. This is a lot. I think when people think about that, they don't really think it over as much as they should. So if a woman told me I wasn't her type, but now I'm her type, I would never do that.
You never, so for question for both of you, you guys have never grew to like somebody even though you initially didn't?
Yeah, but the danger with that is whatever you didn't like. See, this is how I work in relationships, right? The same thing you love about a person is the same thing you're going to eventually hate at some point. So you got to know that, say a dude, you're like, he's assertive. But then when you don't like it, you say he's controlling. It's the same thing. So if somebody tell you from the jump, you're not their type, that's going to show up later at some point. It have to, because it's there. Unless you're going to be fake to be with her. If he came and told me that, I would tell him the same thing you do when you catch the ball, do with her. Run.
Did I have a girl like somebody? It's like, no.
Oh,
exactly.
No, I didn't. I like
He's
you.
the wrong one to ask if a girl
Right.
said,
Hey.
Killer, you're not my type, but now you're my type.
no, but vice versa too. You were like, she okay. And you're like, nah.
What you mean?
You didn't really like her at first, and then after a time, you were like, okay, she fired.
That's happened before, but not long term.
Okay.
That's happened. I'm like, oh, you actually a cool chick, man. You cool. It's actually happened recently. I'm like, yo, you pretty cool, but I don't want to bone her no more because you're a headache. But you're actually cool outside of boning. You know what I'm saying? Outside of boning, you're cool. But I don't want to bone you no more. Larry, no, that's why he's laughing. This recently happened, like a little while ago, like actually a couple weeks ago. Somebody, a friend of mine came to see me that I used to have sex with, and she's complicated when you have sex with her. And the whole time that she was in the town, I wouldn't have sex with her. And he's like, you know what? I'm like, nah, you're actually a pretty cool person, but when I bone you, you're not a cool person. So
That's exactly what I'm saying. So whatever he didn't like, it showed back up.
Yeah, but that's what.
So do you think the scenario was when she said that, I could see them being somewhere, and then it's like, oh, he's not my type, and then somebody said, that's Travis Hunter, and she's like, who? Travis Hunter? Then all of a sudden she's like, oh.
Let me tell you something. That's a great question, because let me tell you something.
She didn't know, and now she knows?
Yo, that's great. No, that's a great point.
You don't know, now you know.
Let me tell you something. So it's a big tournament it used to be, it's Dykeman. When growing up, it was a big tournament in Harlem called Rucker. And that's where all the best players, not gonna say best, but the big time players used to play in the summertime, and the drug dealers used to coach them and all that. And I was probably the youngest person to play at Rucker at one time. I was like 15 years old, and I played really good one year and won a championship, etc. And it was like a big deal because nobody my age kind of played at Rucker at that time, and we won a championship and everything. And I fucked a couple old bitches. That's like, that's shorty from Rucker right there that won the championship and all that. I'm like, I'll take the pussy off that. You know what I'm saying? So you're right, Larry, that sometimes somebody could nudge you and be like, oh, that's homeboy, or that's this, or that's that. Let me ask Mase this. Have you ever been with somebody after you were somebody that didn't want you when you were nobody? Me too. For payback for me. For me, it was payback. For me, it was definitely payback. Couple chicks in school, bitch say, oh, you say my jeans was dirty every day, right? I'm gold, bitch. Now I'm gonna bone you and don't care about you because this is just payback because you used to didn't think I was anybody. So that was a great question, Larry, because somebody might have put on the game. Like a few weeks ago, we seen Travis Hunter have one of his best games ever, and when he got off the field trying to give his girl a hug, and she was like, oh, come on. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, yo, Travis Hunter has a YouTube channel with this girl. They live together. And it's really kind of sad, my personal opinion, because I don't know the interior relationship, but just from the outside looking in, you know how hard it is to find niggas who's, that don't really, I can't say this for Travis, I'm just saying in general, to find somebody who doesn't lie or cheat and just goes to practice and wants to be a professional and is focused on you and bring you out publicly at 19, 20, 21 years old. I remember motherfucking C.D. Lamb was getting drafted. His girl grabbed his phone. Nigga said, excuse me, don't touch my phone. Fuck is you doing? I said, damn, my Travis Hunter look like he give his girl his phone. And go, hey, if you want to go in the phone, just go in the phone. He looks like that type of player. And when you don't understand that, a female doesn't understand it, like, y'all are hype over this. I got this nigga brain. When you got a nigga brain or vice versa, everything else is going to go out. Me personally, I would get far away from her. I don't like attitude from here. Just my personal opinion. And I know Travis is the homie, so I don't want to speak on your girl, but I'm just talking about if I didn't know you and from the things that I see on the television and the blogs and so on and so forth, take it from Coach Prime.
Yeah. Coach
Prime walked his kids up and said, hey, it's one of these shits when he seen his baby mom. Sometimes it be like that, man.
Yeah, she doesn't give off the energy like she really love him. You know, and that's really alarming. And it's crazy that, he plays offense and defense. He should be able to see that.
It's a good one. See all that. He ain't a quarterback though. Quarterback gonna see all that. Last thing I say about this, and then just this advice to people that's single right now. You're supposed to go out there and find your soulmate. It's almost impossible. You're never gonna find a soulmate. Soulmate, and I'm not gonna say never, because people, I don't know want to talk about Mase relationship or anybody else married. People could be happily married. But you know what a soulmate is? Y'all gotta finish each other's sentences. Y'all gotta like the same TV shows. Y'all gotta sit there and like the same music. I be in a car with sometimes bitches playing shit. I don't wanna hear that shit, and they don't wanna hear the shit that I got. Being a soulmate is really deep. What you should do is get a checklist, and they be like, yo, all right, she do this, she do that, he do this, he do that. And if you get 8 out of 10, you're doing pretty good. It's gonna be hard to find a soulmate. I think I found my soulmate. She died. My homegirl, one of my chicks I had, like, we was on the same page with a lot of shit. It's hard to find somebody who likes the Sopranos and then go listen to Wu-Tang for 2 hours. And then gonna suck your dick for another 38 minutes. And cook steak because you hungry afterwards. It's hard to find all that shit in one person. 38 you know what I'm saying? To find all that in one person, it's hard because think about this. Like me personally, I love having sex. But I like a chick who busts a nut when she sucking my dick too. Sometimes that satisfies her. You're not gonna find that with everybody. It's hard.
You're
Do your
killer.
checklist, man.
Killer. You know, it's so crazy. Every time you do these lists, there's people that DM me and say, tell Killer I can do all that whole list.
Yeah, yo, fam, you know what's crazy? This worked everything. I might put it up for Nick to say at the show, right? This girl was getting crazy with me on Instagram the other day. I put up a post of something, and the girl was talking crazy, but you know, I like to troll, so I told her shit. I said, I'm thinking about blocking you, but I don't want to block you. You got because you got a nice baby hair and a cute little pig nose. Can I put my dick on your nose? I just want to put my dick on your nose, please. Because I could look in her profile, it said Brooklyn. I was like, you just a dirty little Brooklyn bitch with a nice baby hair and a cute little pig nose. I just let me come on your nose and change your life. So she was like, I would never. Who do you think you are? You look like your breast thing. And there was mad girls underneath like, you can put it on my nose if you want to put it on. I'll let you put my dick on my nose. So I get what you talking about, murder. They out there. It's about doing the search.
Soulmates out there.
They out there. The search is just hard.
Y'all know I have different views, so I'm just
You
gonna
can
say,
finish. I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just say my last 2 cents or whatever. I don't even there's no way to even transition from that. Like I don't have any sort of smooth nothing. All right, this is what they leave me with, y'all. I just feel like when finding love,
Hey,
you
yo,
guys,
hold on. It's
yeah.
11:11. See?
Yeah.
Finding love.
No, seriously, like when finding love, you guys are both supposed to make compromises and sacrifices and learn to love each other. Not everything's going to be great right off the bat. As far as Travis Hunter and his girl, I do wish them the best. They are both very young. They are both engaged, getting married, okay? Young love. I don't want to shoot that down for them, okay? If they understand each other and that's what, makes them comfortable in their situations and they can keep each other secure, that works for them. It works for them. It's not going to work for the majority of us. I do believe that people can grow on people. Does it happen? Like Mase said, Mase made a great point. Usually if that frustrates somebody at the beginning, in the end, it's probably still will, but people can grow to like somebody that's not dead.
Yeah.
So everybody's situation is different. I respect them for even being public and vocal about their love and relationships because we don't see that. So if he's happy, let the man do what he do.
You know what else grows? Mold, man. That grows on shit too. So you can sit there and say shit grows on people. Mold also just grows on shit. So she's right. Shit do grow on people. And sometimes it could be mold. Secondly, what I'll say to stack compromise is this. I did compromise, and if you bring something to the table for me to compromise about, I'm not coming in up here and you coming in down here and be like, meet me in the
With
middle.
an attitude.
Yeah, like my nigga Mase listen to a freestyle Mase, and I know it's just freestyle, but it's for my life. My bitch a 10 out of 10 and she don't talk back. And I'm not saying I don't want a woman to talk back, but I dug that bar. I like a little feisty bitch sometimes, get a little attitude with me. I'm not gonna sit there and say that I want that. I thought it was a hot bar. But if you're coming into my mansion with a JanSport and a hockey bag, and listen, I've let you in here. Let me put you in a position to grow so where you can have your own your own shit, and we can help you grow. Don't talk to me crazy at Polo Tropical cashier. You know what I'm saying? And like not because Larry's why he looking at me. I fuck with a Polo Tropical cashier. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, let's figure it out. But don't think you're coming in even from there. I'll build you up to be even, but we're not gonna be even. Last thing I'll say, you know how many times I've been at McDonald's back in the days and be like, at 1 in the morning, be like, yo, just quit. You got a better chance coming with me. If it don't work out, it's bad McDonald's. You can go back to McDonald's. And then I made a bitch quit McDonald's 1 in the morning, had sex with her, couple days stayed at my crib, and set up with her own business. She got her own business today. But that's the opportunity you get sometimes when you fuck with a nigga like that. But she still work with us to this day, but she was out at McDonald's. But you can't come in talking crazy, my nigga. Travis Hunter is up. More of the story. I don't even want to have the last word, but when you said grow, I was like, mole.
Yeah.
Basically said, know your place.
No, but it ain't even know your place, sorry, because I don't want to come off like that. I just want a chick to end up being even with me. Now, if you already, sometimes you may meet a chick and you there, and you be like, I want to learn something from her. Let me figure out what the fuck that she did to get where she at. And
Yeah, you can't be talking to her, giving her a hard time, and she passed where you are.
Yeah, and I like her. Yeah, let me shut the fuck up and learn a few things so I can be on her page and we can have great sex and everything else. That's what it's about too. Now, that's another thing. I told y'all that white girls be on demon time. It may not have nothing to do with anything else. She might be slurping that nigga to sleep every 25 minutes. Travis get an attitude. Yo, come here, let me suck your dick, nigga. And nigga like, oh man, let her do what she want to do, man. I'm telling you. And I know that's not a popular topic in this room, but for me, I don't care. I know what they be doing, yo. That you're not just gonna be having an attitude on Channel 5, on CBS, Fox Sports, ESPN with Travis Hunter. And he ain't slurping them up crazy. He let you get away with that because you putting them to bed. Not only that, they live together. They just moving nobody in there 21, 22 years old. Yeah, he wanted us to come down there the last couple of years, Murder.
Yeah.
I was saying to myself, that maybe this is a job for you and I'll just have your back like security because I'm too harsh. But Coach Prime been telling us, and he loves his kids. He loves his kids. That's why he wants us to talk to the kids to say, these are two guys who's been successful for going on 30 years. And they still are successful and still are financially doing well, thank God. So let them have a conversation with you guys how to maintain money for 30 years, how to be in the loop for 30 years, how to not get caught up in the wrong thing. And he's been asking that. So he see it, he know.
And then just real quick about buying stuff for women. Yeah, y'all got to chill on that because the purse will stay even when y'all go and it doesn't make sense when you're in college. Like, just make smart decisions. That's all I'm going to say.
Yo, Murder, you gonna go talk to the kids?
Yeah. I think that's just you getting a fly for somebody else. I always thought that.
That's a good quote. That's the truth. And y'all need to know that. So.
Yeah, you know what you know what's crazy, Murder? This crazy? Because we, like you say, grew up on the Snoop era. And
Too short.
Dr. Dre, Easy, whatever. And me too. But I get a little older, bitch can get a little purse if she do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front, you know. I'm in my 40s, I got a little budget. And the budget is, and you know what it is? It's gonna be different parts of life, but the budget is more like, I got you, son, don't harass me. Sometimes it isn't about, for me, it isn't about giving you money because I like you. Sometimes it's a deal. Don't harass. I got you this. Leave me alone until I hit you.
It's a deal.
So the sugar baby contract.
Yeah, my nigga, I know it ain't here in a popular space right now. My nigga Drizzy said I gave her a 10-piece down, mean that I'm fucking with her like that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so sometimes, you know, I'm not at the line saying if it ain't tricking if you got it, I'm not one of them niggas. I'm definitely not one of them niggas. But make me feel you do the right thing, man. Look, I'll be honest. Bitch clean my crib, cook, do all type of shit, everything. I tell you, come, and I know I'm being rude when I'm talking. Not rude, harsh, I should say, brash. Yo, suck my dick, you not making a face when I ask you to do it? You're on Louis. You ain't giving me, yo, come here, give me some of that. I don't need all that. Wait till I finish. Nah. Sorry, guys. Really dragged this out a little.
You know, whatever y'all took from it, free game. Choose what you want. Do what you want. Good luck.
What you want.
That's all I can say. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What really happened in this conversation went far beyond a few laughs, and that's exactly why it exploded across social media. Underneath the jokes and lighthearted moments, the panel uncovered a relationship debate that countless couples quietly experience but rarely talk about in public, especially with cameras rolling. Everything started when Travis Hunter revealed that he only takes photos with women if his fiancée is standing beside him, and that single statement instantly sent the internet into overdrive. Some people saw it as a sign of insecurity, while others questioned why a young superstar with everything going for him would feel the need to set that kind of boundary. But here's where things take an unexpected turn. The panel wasn't obsessed with the photo rule itself. They kept returning to an older comment from Travis's now fiancée, who once admitted he wasn't her original type before becoming a first-round football star and one of the biggest names in college sports. Mase immediately locked on to what he believed was the real story, the timing. Instead of asking whether she truly loves him today, he wanted to know exactly what caused her feelings to change. That single question quietly became the driving force behind the entire conversation. The discussion was never really about whether attraction can grow over time, because everyone on the panel agreed that it absolutely can. The real mystery was understanding what actually sparked that transformation. Did her feelings deepen because of Travis's personality and character, or did they grow alongside his fame, success, and financial future? Mase's joke about checking the financial records got plenty of laughs, but beneath the humor was a serious question about intentions, and you won't believe how much that idea shaped everything that followed. From there, the conversation evolved into something much bigger than one celebrity couple. The panel argued that choosing the right life partner is one of the biggest decisions anyone will ever make, placing it alongside faith and family because of its lasting impact. Mase compared marriage to making a lifelong investment, explaining that the person you choose helps shape the environment inside your home, influences your future children, and even affects the legacy you leave behind. That's a far deeper perspective than most relationship debates ever reach, and it's exactly why he believes patience matters more than rushing into marriage based only on attraction. His viewpoint isn't built around romance alone. Instead, it's rooted in thinking several steps ahead, and the panel genuinely believed too many people underestimate how much this one decision can influence the rest of their lives. Then came one of the most powerful observations of the entire discussion, and it's worth paying close attention to. The panel argued that the traits someone dislikes early in a relationship don't suddenly disappear as time passes. Instead, those same qualities simply get renamed once emotions begin to change. Confidence suddenly gets labeled as arrogance. Strong leadership starts looking controlling. The person often stays the same, but the emotional lens used to judge them completely changes. Applying that idea to Travis Hunter's situation, the panel suggested that if his partner struggled with certain parts of his personality in the beginning, those characteristics likely still exist today. They simply tend to resurface when emotions are strongest and the pressure becomes impossible to ignore. As the conversation became more personal, several members of the panel reflected on relationships from their own lives that started casually or were based mainly on physical attraction before gradually becoming emotionally meaningful. Even though genuine feelings eventually developed, they all noticed a strikingly similar outcome. Most of those relationships never actually turned into lasting commitments. They remained trapped somewhere between casual dating and a serious partnership, without ever fully making the leap. That distinction is important because it challenges the common belief that deep romantic attachment always grows naturally from initial rejection or indifference. The panel wasn't arguing that attraction can't evolve. Their point was that when a relationship begins with rejection, it often carries certain limitations, and very few of them could point to examples where those relationships truly lasted for the long haul. The conversation eventually shifted toward a much broader and far more emotional topic, using success as a way to validate yourself after once being overlooked. Several hosts openly admitted they had pursued certain people in the past, not because real feelings suddenly appeared, but because they wanted to prove something after experiencing rejection. That honest confession completely changed the direction of the Travis Hunter conversation. Instead of only questioning why his fiancée eventually saw him differently, the panel also wondered why Travis himself would choose someone who may have recognized his value only after fame, money, and success entered the picture. According to the hosts, this isn't a challenge that only Travis Hunter faces. Athletes, entertainers, and celebrities constantly struggled to figure out who genuinely believed in them before the spotlight and who only showed up once success made them more attractive. The bigger someone becomes, the harder it is to separate those two groups. From there, the discussion turned toward the idea of finding a soulmate. And surprisingly, it became one of the most thoughtful moments of the entire episode. Instead of embracing the fairy tale belief that a soulmate is someone who perfectly matches every opinion, hobby, and interest, the panel offered a much more grounded perspective. They argued that lasting relationships are built on strong compatibility rather than perfect similarities, where agreeing on most core values, something like 8 out of 10, is enough to build a stable future together. It was a refreshingly realistic way of looking at love, replacing fantasy with something that actually feels sustainable. That idea connected directly back to Travis Hunter because the panel believed public relationships are often judged against impossible expectations. In reality, successful couples usually thrive because of communication, compromise, and shared values, instead of being identical in every possible way. One host even shared a personal story about someone from his own past who came closest to fitting that description, adding an authentic touch that made the conversation feel even more meaningful. The discussion then shifted toward body language and how quickly public opinion can take control, focusing on the heavily debated moment during one of Travis Hunter's games when an apparent attempt to hug his fiancée seemed to be brushed aside on camera. Rather than reducing it to simple celebrity gossip, the panel used the moment to explore how relationships are judged when they play out in front of millions of viewers. Their argument was that when someone is young, wildly successful, and willingly shares parts of their private life online, even the smallest interactions become amplified beyond anything most couples will ever experience. A brief moment that would normally be forgotten in a private relationship suddenly becomes headline news and sparks endless online theories. That doesn't automatically prove anything is wrong behind the scenes, but once your relationship becomes public, every movement is treated like hidden evidence. And that's exactly why these moments explode across social media. Media. The second you invite the public into your personal life, every smile, every glance, and every awkward exchange becomes fuel for whatever story people already want to believe. That naturally brought the discussion back to Coach Prime, with the hosts explaining that he has personally encouraged them to speak to his players about relationships, financial discipline, and building lasting wealth. This wasn't presented as some random side story. Instead, it reinforced the idea that experienced mentors often view romantic choices and financial choices as closely connected, especially for young athletes whose lives can change almost overnight. Their repeated advice about protecting your money, particularly when romance is involved, fit perfectly with the message they had been building throughout the conversation. The goal wasn't to discourage generosity or genuine love. It was to remind young stars that giving too much, too soon, without good judgment, can create financial problems long after a relationship has ended. That's exactly the kind of lesson veteran mentors hope athletes learn before life teaches it the hard way. As the discussion moved toward its conclusion, one member of the panel introduced a noticeably different perspective that balanced much of the earlier skepticism. She urged everyone to show patience, pointing out that very few successful relationships begin without challenges, and expressing genuine support for Travis Hunter and his fiancée as they navigate adulthood under constant public attention. In her view, compromise, maturity, and personal growth are all essential parts of building a lasting partnership, and judging a couple solely by where they started ignores how relationships often evolve over time. Her comments added an important layer of balance to the conversation. Without that viewpoint, the discussion might have sounded far more cynical about whether people are truly capable of changing. Instead, the panel landed somewhere in the middle. Growth is absolutely possible, but it isn't without limits. The reasons someone hesitated in the beginning can still matter, even after real feelings develop. As the episode wrapped up, the hosts blended humor with old-school relationship wisdom shaped by decades of navigating fame, money, and constant public attention. Beneath all the laughs, one message kept resurfacing again and again. Strong relationships require equal effort, shared commitment, and healthy boundaries. None of them wanted to feel like they were carrying the relationship alone, and they repeatedly stressed the difference between being generous and allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. Strip away the jokes, and the philosophy becomes surprisingly simple. Relationships built on mutual respect, shared responsibility, and genuine reciprocity usually stand on much stronger ground. On the other hand, relationships fueled by unequal power, whether emotional, financial, or based on status, often begin showing cracks sooner than people expect. When you zoom out from every individual example, the entire conversation really comes down to one fascinating question. Can genuine love truly grow after someone's status completely changes, or will always doubts linger about what sparked those feelings in the first place? Interestingly, the panel never reached a unanimous answer, and honestly, that's what made the discussion feel authentic instead of scripted. It wasn't presented as a lecture with one correct conclusion. It became a real conversation about trust, timing, and whether affection that appears after fame can ever be separated from the success that arrived with it. As for Travis Hunter himself, the panel's overall message wasn't one of judgment or certainty. Instead, it served as a reminder that young athletes in highly visible relationships will almost always have their personal lives viewed through this exact lens, whether it's fair or not. Living under that kind of spotlight demands an unusual level of communication, trust, and transparency because every interaction can become a viral talking point overnight. Most couples never have to defend their relationship because of one brief moment caught on camera. Public figures rarely get that same luxury, especially when millions of people are ready to draw conclusions from a single game day interaction. Another part of the conversation that's worth paying close attention to centered on the panel's discussion of so-called payback relationships, because it revealed something much deeper than ordinary dating advice. Their personal stories showed how pride, rejection, and unresolved emotions can continue influencing attraction long after the original situation is past. None of the hosts described those experiences as healthy or something to admire. Instead, they admitted those relationships often felt more like settling an emotional score than building a meaningful future together. That says a lot about how powerful rejection can remain, even years later. It also explains why the panel approached Travis Hunter's situation from a psychological perspective, rather than simply treating it as celebrity gossip. They were drawing from personal experiences they believed reflected similar emotional patterns, while also acknowledging that Travis's circumstances could ultimately be completely different. There's also a quieter message running beneath everything the panel discussed, and you could easily miss it if you're only focused on the headlines. Nearly every point they raised, whether it involved soulmates, compatibility, financial responsibility, or public displays of affection, led back to one central reality. Travis Hunter and his fiancée have chosen to live part of their relationship in the public eye. The panel never outright criticized that decision, but they repeatedly emphasized the price that comes with it. Private couples have the freedom to work through uncomfortable moments without millions of strangers assigning meaning to every glance or expression. Public couples rarely receive that same opportunity. In the end, the overall tone wasn't driven by hostility, but by cautious respect for two young people trying to build both a future and a relationship while living under extraordinary scrutiny. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from the entire discussion. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.